want to thank Athletic Director Eric Show. I want to thank the search committee for giving me this unbelievable privilege. I want to thank the players who I'm so looking forward to getting an opportunity to work with. There's some exciting times in the very near future for Winona State Warrior men's basketball. I truly believe that special things are going to continue to happen in this basketball program. It's what attracted me to this basketball program in the first place, was the unbelievable history of success. And I would not have been interested in the Winona State basketball job if I didn't believe that those same things are going to happen and happen real soon with the commitment and work ethic of the young men that are in our program right now. Another person that I think is so vital to be recognized and certainly thanked, and I've so much enjoyed the last, whatever it's been now, 7 days, 8 days of getting to know him and kind of reacquaint with him. And obviously everybody's so familiar with this young man who means so much to Winona State University and our basketball program, is obviously Coach Zach Melvick. He has kept this program moving forward over the last 6 weeks or so. I'm so fortunate to have him be a part of our staff. I'm looking forward to collecting and learning from him and working together with him as he has as good a gauge as anybody as to what's going to be successful and what has made Winona State basketball successful. So our partnership is going to be vital. We've already been dealing with multiple recruits that he has identified for the future. We've already started to talk about, obviously, the young men in our program. And we're looking forward to really getting after it over the next 60 days as we prepare for October 15th to get here. But this would not be a very smooth transition if not for his efforts over the course of the summer. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything that he's done for this basketball program in the past, the recent past, but also what he's going to do for this basketball program in the future. The last people that I really do want to thank, if you give me the opportunity to do so, and I won't take up a lot of time with that though, is I do want to recognize and thank Midland University. 4 years ago, they took a chance on me, and we had a lot of work to do there. I had great support from Dr. Ben Sass, who hired me, and the administration, the athletic administration. But most importantly, I want to thank the players that I was so privileged to coach over those last 4 years. I'm not a magician and I'm not a genius. These guys made me look a lot smarter than I probably am. Their commitment to what we wanted to go after that had never been done at Midland University was off the charts. And so my opportunity to be the next basketball coach at Winona State University is due in large part to the commitment and efforts that these young men gave to me and our basketball program. And I also do want to recognize our assistant coach there, Bob Ludwig, who I consider a great friend and did an unbelievable job for us over the last 4 years, and I certainly am hopeful that he will be the young man replacing me at Midland University. The last thing I really want to touch on is, as I quickly mentioned, the little bit in time that I've gotten to try to not necessarily know in person, but try to get to know as basketball players, like I said, and talking to Zach and trying to find as much highlight tapes and film that I can about the players. I'm really excited, I'm really privileged, I'm really honored, and I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to coach the young men in this program right now. And I can't wait to get started as soon as I got to make sure I'm following all the rules here. I think on the 28th of on August, but we're going to get after it. Like I said, we haven't done anything in my career without a huge commitment, without a great work ethic, without a great passion, and without a great unity and togetherness. And that's going to be a given in our basketball program. It's really going to be a non-negotiable in our basketball program. And I do truly believe that the rewards at the end of that commitment and that work ethic will be something that everybody associated with Winona State University and our basketball program will be truly proud of. So to finish up, I just, again, want to thank everybody for taking the time to be here today. It's, like I said, a great honor to be here, a great privilege to be here. I'm so looking forward to becoming part of this university campus in the Winona community. I think a real bright future as we move forward to what everybody expects here with our basketball program starts here in a couple of days. So with that, if anybody has any questions, I'd certainly be willing to ask or answer any of them at this time.
What do you think of the Northern Sun Conference?
It's a great league. You know, I mean, there was so many attractive parts to this job opening, and I got to know Eric a little bit when he was at Wayne State, and that was the initial connection in terms of my interest with the Winona State position. But obviously, there's some teams that have done really, really well on a national level, very consistently. It's you know, the work that we have ahead of us will not be easy because of the excellence in this league, and really in this league, you know, in all sports, and probably, you know, that's the exciting part. I saw. I'm not a huge Cubs fan. I don't hate the Cubs, but I'm not a huge Cubs fan. But they did a SportsCenter special this morning on Joe Madden, and he talked about obviously the challenge of taking over for the Cubs, and he talked about how some people, you know, run away from expectations, and he said he tries to gravitate towards expectations, and you know, that would be a little bit down my alley. You know, I wanted to come here because I know how great this program has been, and I know how great it's going to be. And I want to be an important part of that. I want these young men to be an important part of that. I know Zach has been an important part of it, and I want him to continue to be an important part of it. Those are the fun things. They're not easy, but they're the fun things, the competitiveness and the challenge of being great and being excellent in everything that you do. So the Northern Sun certainly will give us the opportunity to accept that challenge. John?
You've had some programs where you had to kind of take over and rebuild. This is not one of those situations. You know, is that almost a challenge in and of itself to not necessarily sustain success, but to get it back up, you know, a level or two?
Sure. You know, I think every season and every team has their own identity, and you know, I'm going to jump in as quickly as I can here to figure out you know, what this identity is going to be, what I believe can be successful, and how we can incorporate that along with what has been done here in the past that was successful, and see if we can, you know, mesh maybe those two mindsets together. But you know, every year, whether you come off a successful season or you come off a challenging season, brings its own unique opportunities and its unique circumstances. And so, you know, I don't have any visions of grandeur as to what's going to happen on October 15th or on November 15th or by the end of the year. I do have, you know, a pretty good idea of the plan we want to put in place, and I do think that it'll move us in the right direction. Scott?
How much did your familiarity with the area, having coached at Viterbo, play a role in you deciding to apply for this job?
Well, you know, I was there, what, 15 years ago and about 35 pounds ago. Okay, so I mean, I don't know how much is going to be similar. It's great to be back in an area that I'm comfortable with, and La Crosse was certainly a wonderful place for me and my wife to live, and we have great friends there, and we were there a couple of weeks ago to visit those people that we've stayed in touch with. But I think every place that we've been, one of the unique opportunities is to meet new people. And so my wife and I, as I mentioned, are really looking forward to getting an opportunity to meet the people of Winona and the people of the Northern Sun, and just try to become part of the fabric of this community. And so, you know, and I mentioned this, I think, during the process of the interview. My parents are getting older as I'm getting older, and to have an opportunity to be 4 hours from my family. You know, selfishly, I left in 1986, and since that time, I've gone home maybe once or twice a year, you know, at the most, based on the profession I've been in. And I don't know how much more I can get home, but you can certainly, if you really want to, do it all in one day if you need to. And so the opportunity to be closer to my family certainly was important also.
For those who don't, you know, aren't too familiar with the NAI level, can you kind of compare that to D2?
Sure.
And just the strengths of that level?
Sure. You know, difference just in terms of scholarship, 10 full scholarships here, 6 full scholarships at our level. And without getting into a lot of details, we can manipulate that 6 full scholarships based on bringing in high academic people. I don't have an exact number, but we were definitely over 6 because of the recruiting process of bringing in high academic people, which allowed us to go over that 6. In terms of, you know, quality of talent, I think Division II is, you know, a little bigger, stronger, faster, but we certainly have players, and I've had teams that can compete against good Division II teams, and we've done that, and we've beaten them. I can't lie to you and tell you over a 22-game league schedule that my Midland team was going to fare well, but I certainly know based on some of the teams I've seen in the Northern Sun that our Midland team could compete with some, but not, we're not going to be probably in the top half. So, there's some talented people. Maybe that just got overlooked, and we've been fortunate to have them come to our place and develop them and help us build a successful program.
Can you talk about your style of coaching, your style of play? What can fans expect on Friday, Saturday night?
That's one of the things Zach and I have started to talk about a little bit and not in great detail is from an offensive standpoint, I want to get as comfortable as I can with the skill set of the players that are currently in the program. I don't want to force feed them, what's been good at other places, and we've used multiple things at different stops, so I'm not married to one style of play, but I definitely want to give them an opportunity to show me what they're capable of doing, and then if that's incorporating some of the things that have been done here in the past, I'm not opposed to that. If it's some of the things that we've done at my previous stops that I feel would give us the best chance of success, we're certainly going to do that. I don't know of a coach that stands up here and says we're going to play as fast as we can and have the most exciting brand of basketball. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you that we're going to play fast enough to score enough points. We average 83 points a game this year, but I'm not going to allow us to run around and take bad shots and throw the ball away and make poor decisions. So, we'll play as fast as they're capable of playing while we're also, being efficient on the offensive end of the floor. Defensively, I'm probably a little more, married, for lack of a better word, to growing up in Wisconsin and becoming part of the Dick Bennett, pack man-to-man defense is what has really given us a chance in all the programs that I've been a part of, a chance to compete on a national level. I think it's a very common defensive philosophy in this day and age. So I anticipate that will be the majority of what we do on the defensive end of the floor. We haven't pressed, although with the 30-second shot clock, there might be some thought of trying to slow some people down a little bit before they get it across half court. I haven't got that far in the process of figuring that out, but I would say in terms of offense, defense, I'm not married to one thing, but I'm probably married to the man-to-man on the defensive end of the floor.
You mentioned in the process that you were open to kind of continue Division I players if they bring them in. Is that something that you want to kind of build on, or do you want the majority of players kind of be four-year players and come in as freshmen?
I think it's an every situation opportunity, and so you gauge each situation and find out based on that certain player's circumstances whether or not they would be a fit when you add them to your program. I know Winona State's had great success with Division I transfers coming here and helping them have outstanding teams. I do feel with a lot of the people that I know at that level that I want to make them aware that I'm here and that we've got something going on here, and if by chance they have a young person in their program that isn't going to work out for them and they're doing fine academically and they're good enough to help us, okay? Let's be honest. You look back at some of the Winona State teams that, in talking to Zach today, beat Drake and beat Minnesota. Just because they come from Division I, and I was there as late as 5 years ago, I will throw out a couple players there that probably couldn't play for Winona State. So just because they have the label of Division I doesn't mean they're the right fit for us. We always want to be aware of them if there is, and trust the people that we're dealing with from that staff, that we're getting the right type of person that can really help us move forward. If not, then I'd certainly love to have a young man for 4 years and develop them from day one and see what they can do for us.
What would you say your goal is coming into the first season here?
We just want to get our foundation established and build trust amongst the players and build trust amongst the players and staff and move forward. Like I said, I don't have a number in mind. I didn't have a number in mind, when we got to Midland. I didn't have a number in mind when we got to Bellevue. Right on down the line. And I do think it's important that every day is a building block, and every day you push to be great. And if you are, you have willing participants in that, then a lot of special things can happen. But I certainly understand the expectations here, and we'd prefer it not to be a slower process or a gradual process, but we're going to have it be the process that best fits the basketball players in our program. and based on that foundation of hard work and like I said, I call it championship intangibles. We want to make sure that we have talent, but we want to make sure that they have the intangibles that will help us win a championship.
How did you choose by turbo? And then position did you play? And do you have any memorable games?
At Viterbo? Well, Viterbo was, like I said, it was a long time ago. I mean, I was 27 years old, and it was the first head coaching opportunity that I had. It was a chance to go back to Wisconsin, and they were a tremendous program. They were 27-7 and went to the second round of the national tournament when we got there, and lost 4 starters and their 6th man. So I mean, it was we had work to do, but again, we were fortunate to get some young men into that program that first year that were the foundation of what we did in years 3 and 4. And and actually advanced the program forward and made it to the Elite 8 by the time we left. So, we had some great games there. And like I said, I'm getting old, and part of getting old is I don't remember things as well as I probably should. But it was a great experience. Like I said, anytime you walk in as first-time head coach at the college level, it's exciting, and there was great learning experiences. And at 47 years old, I'm still learning each and every day, and that's what makes this profession great. John?
What role will former players have in your program, or your guy that likes to reach out to guys that have played here before and get them involved in some way?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's important that the community is involved. I think it's important that the alums are involved. It's really important that the basketball alums are involved. So we will want to, make sure that they are aware that they are welcome and they are a part, and a very important part, of what we're going to build here. And there's no question that will be something that we will want to pursue, and how we go about doing that and best suits their schedules, whether it's one-on-one conversations, whether it's a group gathering, but we want them to feel like they're an important part of the history of Winona State men's basketball, and they're going to be an important part of our future.